Today's webinar is all about planning for Christmas, and in the run-up to Christmas, we're going through the campaign ideas that you can use for your business as Christmas approaches. I know every week it gets closer, and the question is always, is it too soon? Will you go into any store right now and you see Christmas everywhere? But there's a fine line with social media about, well, how do you, when is it too early to have Christmas all over your feeds? So this webinar is designed to really think about how, as an independent retailer, or actually as any kind of business, you can use Christmas as a hook for your content without being overly Christmassy as you go through. Now, I think we've actually got some councils on this call as well. So whether you're an independent business or whether you're a council, there's a way to use content, whether it's yours or repurposing other people's content. So this is a free download that I'll send to everybody after this webinar. As I said, please do use the Q&A if you've got any questions as we go through, and I'll make sure they get answered. But I'm going to do this webinar from the viewpoint of, I think we've got a golf club on here today, we've got a council, and we've also got a ladies' fashion brand that I know of for certain. There's a whole stack of others, but I think if we go with those three as the sort of the three use cases, and if you've got anybody here who's got a different business that they'd like me to include in the how we can use this content, please do shout out. But this is a list of 100 social media campaign ideas for Christmas. And what we're going to do, we've done the first 12 already, so you'll get these in the download if you stay to the end, and I'll share it with you. That's bribery, isn't it? And we go through from 12 to 24. Now, these have all been generated by AI. I am blown away by AI. But what's interesting about it is that if you just go to ChatGPT and say, give me the thing, sometimes it feels a bit, you look at it, that's really clever, but actually I couldn't use it, it's not for me. Now, what happens inside the Maybe platform is that it takes this content and personalizes it for your business. So whatever your tone is, whatever your business is, it will then take this content and start to flesh it out. The key thing is, how can you take it? AI will help you craft it, but it won't necessarily tell you what's going to work best for your business. The human really still matters. The human element really, really matters. But what I love about AI is you can, it's like the smartest assistant you've ever had, and you can just throw work at it. So the next version of the platform that we're releasing right now, and you're invited to join into, has embedded AI throughout it so that you can use AI in different places. So I'm going to talk through 12 to 24 and talk about how AI can help make it better, but how you need to tell the AI to help you make it better. I hope that makes sense. As I said, any questions, please do ask. So flash sale ideas, we did number 12, so we're going to go from 13 to 24. Santa's workshops. Great, obviously for physical businesses, shopping centres and councils often run things like Santa's workshops, but also, if you're a farm shop, or we've got a fashion business here, you could have a Santa's workshop for, what to wear for Christmas parties. You can be as imaginative as you like with this. You don't even have to make it physical. You could do it something that literally was virtual. So it can be a virtual tour. So whether you're a DIY shop or a fashion retailer, or with a golf club, for example, you could do a Santa's workshop of what are the gifts that Santa would like to see. That use that workshop idea, turn it into stories, turn it into reels. And the great thing about something like this is that you've got an opportunity to do a whole behind the scenes in the filming of that content. And so you've got a massive content to use. For example, now, if you feel like you don't want to go full-blown Christmas, well, what Social Doves does is gives you a beautiful way of doing a behind the scenes of how you're creating that content. What's coming next? How are you, what are you going to put in your Santa's workshop? And all of that fun and all of those conversations then creates the content for that event, whether it's physical, virtual, or a hybrid of both. Now, again, using Maybe, you can put this content in, tell the AI what you want, and it will spit you out a million versions, both for organic and for paid ads across multiple platforms. And you can schedule stories and your reels so that you can get this work done now in advance and then schedule away. If you want to know how to do that, on Monday and Tuesday, our lovely Hannah will show you exactly how to do that on one of our live sessions. You did need an account for that, so do respond to this email, and if you'd like to get that version 2 account set up, please let me know. Unboxing videos. Want to see the magic of Christmas unvolved? Check out our YouTube channel. It doesn't have to be YouTube. It could be your Instagram reels for festive unboxing videos of our top products. Get ready to be amazed. So unboxing has wonderful magic about it. It does work really well on YouTube, but Instagram will work equally well, and arguably you could do it on Facebook too. But it just, how do you create that intrigue, and how do you create content that other people want to watch and want to share and want to comment on? You can make a very ordinary product or service, that's not being rude, become quite exciting by adding unboxing to it. So again, even for a council who wanted to be really imaginative, you could do unboxing of the SMEs around your in your town, golf club unboxing fun, golf kit, lovely theme around that. And fashion, obviously, unbox and put it on and do a twirl in front of the mirror. Just lovely, simple content that you can create with the help of a phone and a good light, and use it wisely. I do hope you've all been able to see my screen through this. Could somebody answer? Are you able to see my? Something weird's just popped up saying that you can now see my screen. I do hope you've been able to see my screen all the way through this. You're having mixed responses there. Let me know if you can see my screen. That'd be really helpful. Some people saying yes, some people saying no. That's strange. Let me know if you can see my screen. Would really help. Keep letting me know. Maybe Zoom's got a glitch. Well, I'm hoping you can see a Word document. I'm talking through the ideas here, but if it's radio, I apologise. Please ask questions. So Santa's Workshop at number 13. Unboxing videos number 14. We've done that. Christmas trivia. Oh yeah, who doesn't love a twist, a trivia question? So test your knowledge with our daily trivia questions. Now again, this is where AI, maybe AI is amazing. So depending upon your business, you could ask the AI to create Christmas trivia questions based around your niche. So for the golf club, Christmas trivia around golf. Fashion, Christmas trivia around fashion. For the, sorry, what was the other one? Mine's gone blank. We had golf, fashion. It's gone. Whatever business you're in, whether it's DIY, fashion, golf, ask the AI to create you a Christmas daily trivia questions around that. And I think, you know what, we might even start doing that on maybe for social media. Watch out for that. I really like that. Really like that. Really great for driving engagement. Holiday playlist. Yeah, lovely. Get onto Spotify and create a playlist. We can run on Instagram as well. Oh, my lovely Hannah's joined me. Hello, Hannah.
Hi, sorry about that. Technical problems. Hi, everyone.
Technical problems too. I'm not sure whether my screen is sharing. Can you see my screen, Hannah?
I can, yes. Yeah, as soon as I logged in, it was there. So, and I think there's been a comment saying that, yes, others can see your screen too. So all good.
That's great. Sorry. So Zoom is being really weird today. Poor Hannah couldn't get in. And it's telling me that I wasn't showing when I was showing. It was all very scary. So Simon, thank you very much for that. And Simon's also asked, we're kitchen designer installer and would love some insight on how to include some of these ideas. Yeah, we can do kitchen installers. So kitchen Christmas trivia, Simon, I think is a wonderful one. Hannah is going to do a demo of the new social scheduling tools on maybe. But Hannah, I was just saying this idea of Christmas trivia and actually using maybe AI to say, I'm a, for example, kitchen designer, supplier, installer. You could do some really fun questions around what are the biggest challenges, what are the biggest impacts you can have by redesigning your kitchen? How many miles does the average person walk in their kitchen a year? You know, how can you give your wife the best Christmas present even by reducing her? Or maybe she wants to do more steps, you know, who knows? Maybe you have a Christmas trivia around, you know, the kitchen for more steps, the kitchen for less steps, you know, all sorts of fun things that you could blend together, right?
Definitely. And obviously cooking Christmas dinner in the kitchen. There's lots of things you could do around, just some fun facts and what's your favorite kitchen tools, for over Christmas. Yeah, there's just lots you can do, but you can really bring it to life through like things like Instagram stories too. So yeah, lots of fun. And people love things like that because it's a different type of content from maybe what you usually post. It's just fun, it's to entertain, but obviously also, to subtly promote what you do as a business, obviously. So yeah, I like that one.
And I think, we're chewing our way through October at the moment. You've got plenty of time to do this. And for example, the kitchen design is not something you're going to buy at Christmas, but kitchen is the heart of Christmas. It's the time when wives and husbands have got far too much time together, and when the best nagging occurs, I always believe. And so giving people the fuel to really to fuel those, and those are big conversations, aren't they? They're conversations that have when people have got time off work to decide what we're going to do next year. So I would say, Simon, thinking about Christmas in this sort of idea, which is sometimes it's not enough just to have a beautiful product. You've got to touch people's psyche. And so something around, Christmas trivia, as Hannah said, how kitchen design impacts that, how Christmas dinner gets cooked. All of those things, you could do something so fantastic, but also showcase your product. And drop this into AI. I'd love to do a demo of this part of the Maybe platform. I promise we'll do it next week, actually, because there's something we're about to release that would make this extraordinary. I think, Hannah, we're going to make I might say here and now, next week's webinar is going to be all about how you can take one of these ideas and personalize it for you. So everybody on this webinar, if you want to come next week and see exactly what you can do with Maybe AI from these ideas, please turn up and we'll show you how to turn this one line of copy into a whole campaign in about 30 seconds. Holiday playlist, I think that's lovely, Hannah. Really fun thing to do, isn't it? You create it and share it, get a lovely give back, but at the same time, your brand is then in your customer's mind all the time, right?
Definitely, yeah. And you can picture some great like reels and stories with those tunes behind them as well. So yeah, so again, you're kind of entertaining, you're making people feel Christmas spirit and happy, but as you said, again, you're putting your business in their mind too through doing that. So
product spotlights. It's time for product spotlights. Each day we showcase one fabulous product from our Christmas collection. Yeah, and this works for everybody. And with all of these things, you can blend them together, right? But I think you can also you've got to pick your winners and your runners and riders. But these three blend together quite well. So Christmas trivia could also showcase a particular product each day alongside the question. The playlist could be the music that sits behind them. So you can blend these things together and then break them up individually as well. So you've got masses of scope. Each one of these is meant to spark an idea. Holiday decor inspiration, creating guides. Lots of people think about how do I decorate my Christmas, the Christmas this year. So and again, going back to the kitchen theme, you could do this, but base it around how do you decorate your kitchen. Everybody wants inspiration. Everybody wants to have that ooh-ah factor. Probably want to do it on a budget. You might be selling very high-end product, but how do you show people how to make their kitchen look even better by having the best Christmas decorations? And so this gives you a way to showcase your product, but using the Christmas, the whole Christmas period for it. But again, massive behind the scenes opportunity. So you could start doing that right now, Hannah, because you could show getting that together, what are the items you're getting together for it. You can, everybody's beginning to think about what to gather for Christmas. Show them what you're doing to launch this campaign. Social is about organic social is not about just being like an ad. They want to hear your story, Hannah, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you just it is really about connecting with people, inspiring people, and people definitely are. The conversations I've had about Christmas over this last week, since the weather's got colder, I think everyone's totally switched from summer to, right, I'm going to start my Christmas shopping now. There's kind of been no in between. So people are definitely getting in that mindset now. So if you can inspire them through what you can offer and connect with them through your business story and what you're doing to, start preparing for Christmas, then yeah, you're onto a winner. So yeah, I really like that one. And I'm totally there too with Christmas. So hands up, I'm definitely in that place now.
Yeah. Christmas Eve countdown, the magic's in the air. Join us on Christmas Eve. We count down the hours, the big day, with hourly updates, festive stories, and surprises. I mean, that for me is that's quite a commitment. And if you are looking to increase revenue in the run up to Christmas, that's quite a big investment. I think you need to be trying to think what would be good for that. Possibly, entertain, if you're a restaurant, if you're a nightclub, something that does events, this is for you. But I think possibly for anybody that sells a product, I always think that Christmas Eve is when you want to stop being commercial, right? You want to let people have their time.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need to be the right kind of business for this. I don't think that's for everybody. I can't say so. For example, on the call we said I said at the beginning of the call that we do 3 hammers. For the life of me, I can't remember one of them, but one was a council, one's a kitchen retailer, which just added. One was a golf club. Oh, and a fashion brand. So I don't. Well, so you could argue that a fashion brand could do what to wear at Christmas. You could do Christmas Day outfit ideas. That would be quite fun. Or Christmas Day, Boxing Day outfit ideas. I know about you, but I get to Christmas like, oh my gosh, now what? Now what? What do I do? Yeah. But I think you need to over the actual holidays themselves. I think very carefully about how would you like to receive that content. What works for you.
Yeah, because as you say, Christmas Eve, you do get, I mean, there's two different people, isn't there? There's the people that are all ready by Christmas Eve, and that's the day when they really start their family preparations and stuff. Then you get the people, my husband's probably in this category, that then just do all their shopping on Christmas Eve. But yeah, as you say, doing a Christmas Eve countdown, if you're not, really, it's more about the lead up to Christmas for most businesses, isn't it? Rather than the Christmas Eve one. I like that idea, but it's ones to selectively pick, depending on what type of business you are.
Exactly. But any form of countdown, it doesn't have to be Christmas Eve countdown. You could start a Christmas countdown now if you wanted to. So take out the word Eve and run it further. And Instagram stories, I think, would just be beautiful for that. Really, really good.
Especially if you run something like obviously Boxing Day sales and the sales after Christmas. If you're planning something like that, if you're planning to put discounts on after Christmas, rather than counting down to Christmas, you could count down to the launch of those. So yeah, as you say, it doesn't have to be Christmas Eve. It could be anything, a build up to anything that you're doing in your business over Christmas. You could do a countdown for. That's
really, absolutely. The piece that I think is always really challenging is how you do that shimmy between not harming sales pre-Christmas with promoting the sale post-Christmas. So if you want to, for example, I think there's a really good one. If you've got Boxing Day sale, you've got to know when you're going to launch this campaign, this countdown. So you can, and with our lovely new scheduling stories, you could absolutely blitz the countdown to Boxing Day, and have it running on Christmas Day.
Yeah,
you should do it in advance, but you need to start planning it now, because you just need to think ahead and think, how does my content impact my followers, and when do I want them to consume it? And because you've now got all these amazing scheduling tools, you've got the opportunity to do that. And so, find a replace Christmas Eve with what matters for your business. Reindeer names, I like that. Again, why does this work? This works because you're going to get people commenting. And what does people commenting on your content do, Hannah?
It makes your content more visible. It obviously, people can see that people are engaging with your posts, so they want to know what it's all about, and then you're more likely to see more people engaging. Obviously, the algorithms within social media platforms, if you get people talking on your content, your posts are viewed more favorably and therefore more likely to be seen by more people. So that is, it's the social media goal. That's what you want to get people doing, is actually commenting on your posts and engaging, because it then opens up, many more people see it, and your performance of your posts. So that's exactly what you want to do.
Elf on the Shelf, you see this in lots of places. This is a similar idea. It's been quite well done by a number of people, but again, it gets people to share their content, which increases your reach, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But it's something you could replace with something else, and obviously, take the kitchen. To anybody that's selling a physical product, what you're doing is getting people to share your product because they're taking a picture of the elf and they're saying where they are. So it's a sneaky way of driving. It's a mechanic that drives festive engagement. Is that right for your brand? Your question is can you replace the elf with something else possibly? Lots of opportunities around that. Local gift guides, I think, are just a great winner. For the council that's on the call, 100%, you should be doing a local gift guide that showcases retailers around your town, and I would start doing it right now. But equally, for any other high street based business, having a gift guide that not just features your own products, but features businesses, other businesses you collaborate, is really valuable, because if you can give people enough reason to come to your high street rather than another one, you're all going to benefit. So I think there's a lot of collaboration that can be done around local gift guides. And bluntly, it's just a lovely way to reshare content. And that's what Instagram's made for, isn't it? It's how do you reshare that content through stories and reels?
Yeah, definitely. Yes, absolutely. And people, even if they haven't got time to scroll through feeds, stories and reels is the place that they go if they've got 5-10 minutes on the bus or whatever. So that's the place where they're much more likely to just spend a few minutes looking, and therefore definitely make sure you've got some content in there.
Ugly sweater day. It's ugly sweater day. We're celebrating style. Quick quotes, photos with us. I think this is a lovely team piece. I think Christmas is also about the human side of a business, isn't it? So yeah, I would go for an ugly sweater day. I think we should do an ugly sweater day, Hannah.
I think so. I love a Christmas jumper. The worse they are, the better they are, if that makes sense, aren't they? They've just got to be really in your face. And yes, I think that's a great one for all teams, because it just humanizes your business then, doesn't it? If you post some pictures of your team wearing terrible Christmas jumpers, which are then therefore brilliant Christmas jumpers, then people love that sort of stuff. So yes, definitely ugly sweaters should be on all feeds this Christmas, I think.
And I don't know about you, but we're a fully remote team, so we get together. We try to get together monthly. Great about the last couple of months, but it's particularly if you're a remote team, it's a great way. Your customers don't necessarily know that. So whether you're all together or not together, I would say you can have a team picture of them all, but it's actually individually showing your pictures and letting Hannah say what she's up to this Christmas or what she's looking forward for Christmas. Bring your team to life, make your team human. People buy from people, and it's just a great excuse to do that. And number 24. So today I said I'll do from 13 to 24, and number 24 is Instagram live sales. Join us for exclusive Instagram live sales event at a time for incredible deals. Lovely Boxing Day idea. Lovely way to engage people, get them to get off the sofa and come to you. You could run that alongside where was the other one? A countdown. So a countdown to a live sale, for example, would work really well. Link these ideas together. So we've got some questions here. The question from Sally. How do I take this idea and turn it into a whole campaign? Well, Sally, if you come next week, decide which ones you really like, and we're going to show you with AI how to turn 3 of these into a full-blown campaign using maybe AI. Does that sound good to you? So Hannah, there was one earlier on where I think which one was it? This Christmas trivia I absolutely adore. So I vote. That's my vote. I would like us to do the Christmas trivia.
Yeah.
Live next week, and we're going to create a full-blown campaign on that. And then we'll create at least 3 more live on the webinar. If you'd like to encourage us to do any of these others, now's your opportunity to say it in the Q&A. I'm keeping the secret. So lots of people. That's a good one. We'll send this list out. Let us know which ones you'd like us to feature live of AI giving us the answers. There are 100 here, so you can send them back to us and say that's what we'd like to feature live. We'll send you this list after the webinar. And Hannah is now going to take over and share her screen and show you a glimpse inside Maybe V2. So we're going to email you this list. We're going to email you a booking link so that you can get access to Maybe V2. And then next week, we're going to show you how to use the AI to turn one of these ideas into a full-blown campaign. Hannah, over to you.
Over to me.
Are you good to screen share?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, if you stop, it should still work. I've had to add myself slightly differently this morning because I couldn't get in, but
Oh, sorry.
I'm hoping if you stop sharing, it still should work.
If I make you a host, there you go. I made you a host. Change
Oh,
host.
thank you.
Stop sharing. You're now in charge.
I've got the reins, the reindeer reins. Right. There we go. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. If I can, everybody else can.
Amazing. Okay, so just wondered why it didn't say you do not have permission to view the dashboard there. I've not seen that before. Anyway, what we're going to look at today, so this is maybe V2. So we're going to have a look at the social planner. So this is where you will actually schedule all of your content onto your social feeds. So where you find that, you click on marketing, and this is what you'll see. First thing to do if you haven't already is to actually connect your social accounts. So you can see we've got the maybe accounts already connected just here. But when you go into marketing, it will literally pop up and prompt you with what to do if you want to add your accounts from scratch, or you can actually do so just here. So if you click add account, very excited about this because you can actually add Google My Business, Facebook, that includes Facebook groups. So if you manage Facebook groups, you can add those just here too. Instagram, LinkedIn, X, obviously previously known as Twitter, or TikTok. So in maybe V2, you can actually now schedule to even more platforms, but not just one of each. So you can actually schedule to multiple platforms too. So if you actually manage several Facebook feeds, you can actually add them all just here. So it really is a one-stop shop for posting all of your content. So I was very excited when I saw that we could now do that. So if you click just here, which is Open Planner, this actually opens your planner in a calendar view. So you can actually see all of your content that you've actually got, that you've actually scheduled that's already gone out, or content that you've actually got scheduled to go out. So I'll click on a day that's actually passed, just so you can see this clone option. So what you can actually do on a post that's already gone, if you want to actually reuse that content. So obviously when you've produced a piece of content, you really want to make the most of it and post it as many times as is relevant. So if you've got a piece of content that doesn't date, you can actually clone that piece of content. So what it does is it just opens the post again, as you can see here, just as a fresh piece of content. You can update it, review it, add to it as you want, or you can just post it as is. And then once you're happy with that content going again, you can actually post. You've got different options for posting, which we'll go through in a moment when we actually add a new post. But you can actually share it now, or you can schedule it for a point in the future. But what we'll do is we'll actually go back to our planner. And then if we actually have a look at a piece of content that's actually not yet gone, what you can see is you've still got the option to clone. So I'll click on this one just here. But you can also edit that piece of content, or you can delete it if you no longer want it to go. So when your content's actually scheduled into your calendar, this is the place to actually go in and tweak it, change it, review it if you want to. But you can see you've got a really nice calendar view. You can see what platform each piece of content is actually scheduled onto by the icon just here. This is a month view, but you can easily toggle between a week and a month by using that just there. And then you have filters just here, just if you want to see just posts of a different type, so just posts that you've got drafted, etc. You can use these filters just to actually change the view of what post you actually see. So if we go back to here, we'll actually have a look at adding a new post. So you've got this new post option just here. If I click that, you can upload from a CSV. So if you want to bulk upload your content, so if you've got your content on a spreadsheet, you can actually bulk upload that into your social planner. So big time saver if you've got your content set out in that way. But we'll actually have a look at adding a new post individually. So first thing to do is select a social account. If I select Instagram, you can see not only if you've got the option to post, but you can also schedule stories and reels too. If I start to write a caption, if I decide I actually want to schedule this piece of content to all of my feeds or multiple feeds, you can obviously multi-select them as you saw me do just there. And then you can do this, which I love. You can actually customize it for each channel. So obviously your audiences are different on your different channels. You might want to obviously type something slightly different. For example, on X, your caption obviously needs to fit into the character limit. LinkedIn, you've obviously got a slightly different audience, so you might want a different tone in your caption. obviously in Instagram, in your caption, you're more likely to say link in bio, because obviously you don't include links. So you can actually write your caption out and then you can just tweak it for the different platforms rather than actually typing it individually for each one. So obviously a big time-saving feature just there. You've got your options to change your text. There's a really big emoji menu. Everyone loves an emoji. You can add images. So you can upload, so as you create your content, as you can see here, you actually build a media library. So you then have your images saved in here to save you actually going to a file or a drive within your laptop or computer to actually add them. So you can build a media library. Or if you don't have an image, so obviously if you're talking about a product, clearly you'd want an image of that product or something like that with your caption. But if you don't have an image for a post and you want some inspiration, you can use the AI to actually create one for you. So
let's do reindeer.
Oh, yes. So if we'd like a reindeer, we'd like to see 3 variations just to choose the best one.
I'm going to say golf themed reindeer.
A golf, brilliant.
Golf.
I love it. Golf.
All those things.
Reindeer. Okay. And there's lots of different styles. So obviously you can choose an actual photograph, or you can choose. Should we go for animated, Polly, or do you want colourful?
Animated and sketch.
Yay, there we go.
Do one. Let's do sketch.
Yeah.
But animated would be real fun with it.
I think so. Should we try that? As you can see, you can play around with it. There's so many options. Then you just click generate, and obviously what it will do is it will generate. Oh, look, I love it. 3 options for a golf themed reindeer. So it's just fun. You can start to imagine by just doing this one example the possibilities with this. But let's click this one, and then that's our image. So I click 2. I like both. So it really is lots of fun. Let's just go back to 1. So if you don't have an image or a video to go with your caption, use the AI. It'll create lots of fun stuff for you. And as you can see, that's an eye-catching image. If I saw that on a social feed, I'd stop and have a look what it's about. So that's exactly what you want. So that's a really fun feature. You can add videos, hashtags. You can actually group your hashtags within maybe. So we've got a couple of groups just here. But what you do is you actually create a group. So obviously it saves you rekeying them every time. So you're bound to use similar hashtags for different types of posts, but not necessarily always the same. So what you can do here is you can create groups, and then you can actually click and it'll pull the hashtags through to your caption. So especially on Instagram, where you can use up to 30, obviously you don't want to be rekeying them, or even just going to a separate document to copy and paste them in. And so you can actually use this feature just here to actually put your hashtags in. Now, if you're really not sure what to post, you can actually use the AI to generate some content for you. So I don't know what this is going to generate. Golf tips at Christmas. I don't know why golf tips at Christmas would be any different to golf tips any other time, but let's find out. 5 top tips for golfing. There we go. So keywords, golf tips, and then writing stone. Should we have it as funny? We'll have 3 variations, and we'll go for small length, but you can choose custom, medium, or large. And let's see what it says. So what it would do is obviously generate 3 different captions, funny captions, about golfing at Christmas.
So that's a little preview of this. So as I said at the beginning, we've now embedded AI within a number of parts. And maybe, so as you've just seen, we've got AI for images, you've got AI here to generate content, but we've got a sort of much bigger strategy section, which is what we'll go through when we meet next week, where we'll show you how you can take one idea and create everything. But as you can see here, this is just, I mean, how much time, Hannah, does this save you?
It's immense. I mean, sometimes it just gives you that you might like the caption exactly as it is, or you might just be looking for a bit of a nudge, whatever you're looking for. It just saves you so much time because it just gives you that inspiration. You know what you want to write about. But yeah, it will just come up with a caption that you can then tweak. If you don't like any of these three, you can regenerate them and it will generate more for you. That's at the top just here. But it really does just give you that inspiration, so as you can see, generate new content. But I've picked one. So you just click on it, click copy, it'll pull it across here. You can review it and change it from here, or you can click continue and then it pulls your caption through over here. So I really like this post. I'm not sure what response we'd get if we posted it to our maybe feeds, Polly. But that's our caption done effectively. You can also schedule your follow-up comment. So if you want to schedule something in the first comment as well as your post, you can. So you might want to schedule a link, a question, something like that to get people talking. But whatever you want to do, that feature is there. And that's brand new. That's something that we've not had up until now. So I love that. And then once your post is ready, you can save it for later if you want to go back and actually review it before you actually post it. Or you click post, and then you've got different options. Post now. You can schedule the post for a date and time in the future. You can send it for approval. So if you've got an approval process within your business, you can do that. Or this one I really like. You can actually schedule a recurring post. So if you'd like this post to go once a week on a Friday morning from now up until Christmas, you can actually set it to do exactly that just here. So you can say how often you want it to repeat and what date range and what time you want it to post. And that's everything. And if you've got any questions at all, it's this button to click just here, bottom right, ask a question, and help is available 24/7. And that's a quick run through.
On your platform, just to be clear, when we've got a red button which connects us to our team. The rest of the company, you'll have a nice blue asterisk. So the red button's for us. Yours is a nice blue asterisk. I'm going to send you a link to get a meeting set up to get you onboarded onto V2. It is, I believe, a game changer. Hannah, what do you say?
Definitely, yeah, 100%. It's great, but it's a bit of a juxtaposition because there's so many features in here, but it's also really easy to use. It just leads you through. So obviously we will help you to get started and help you with any questions you've got, but it really is very logical. So despite there being so many features within it, it's actually really easy to go through them all and use them all and get the most out of them all. So yeah, we love it, and we're very confident that you will too.
Hannah, you've been a star. You've been a great set of attendees today. Thank you so much. We've got lots of questions that I've been answering behind the scenes. Lots of your questions are about your specific accounts. What I recommend you do is book in for Monday or Tuesday session for those of you who are already in your account, because you've got the very lovely Hannah to yourselves on Monday. And then on Tuesday, we have a setup session that both Hannah, myself, and another member of our team run. So, never be stuck. Use your help button bottom right. And anyone that hasn't yet got their V2 account set up, please respond to the link in the email and book in, and we will get you set up because it's awesome.